Hello and welcome to the All by the Popcorn podcast. I'm Alessandra.
And I'm Emily.
And today we have Wuthering Heights.
The smorgasbord.
I think we have about 15 different Wuthering Heights adaptations that we watched and we're going to discuss.
I don't even think we counted how many adaptations there are, like, just in total. There are so many.
We didn't watch any foreign films, so we didn't watch any ones that are not in English. There's a lot of not English ones, too.
Yeah, I think there were definitely, like, 2 in Spanish.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 2 in Spanish. I know there was, like, a Dutch one.
Yeah.
Truly, this was months and months of work.
Yeah.
Months and months of watching. I cannot wrap my head around how many fucking Wuthering Heights adaptations we watched.
Yeah, I mean, even leading up to the release of the new movie, like, we were both reading/listening to the book and then just figuring out which adaptations we wanted to cover, including ones that we had seen previously, like way in the past, which we'll talk about that later. But
yeah,
it's this is probably our biggest amalgamation of adaptations yet.
I think of anything we have ever watched ever. Like, it is like obsessive how many adaptations we watch and reread the book. So
yeah, I mean, and we don't do this very often, but like we figured Wuthering Heights was a pretty important one to do.
Yeah. Okay. I guess we'll just get started, and
we have a lot to talk about, so let's get started.
We have so much to talk about. Yeah. So, okay, here we go. First published in 1847.
That's a date.
Okay. And before we go any further, we're just going to watch this TikTok.
We wanted to set the tone for this episode. His face is so good. I love how he has the lyrics so you can sing along.
I know, because you can't really understand what he's saying.
Like, you can't understand a mosquito.
No. It's the
impossible.
The song is also at this exact pitch. Here it comes.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I think it's enough.
We need to quickly talk about how I got introduced to this.
Yeah, you did not. We watched the first adaptation, and I was like,
I rented it from the library.
We'll get to it, which one we did.
Yes,
but I told Emily, like, have you not heard of the Kate Bush song "Wuthering Heights"?
And because of Stranger Things, I had heard of Kate Bush,
right,
and her one song.
Well, I mean, she has a lot of songs, but
obviously, but.
She has this song, and I knew about it mostly because apparently people gather sometimes, and hundreds of people gather all around the world.
In Australia.
And all over the place, actually, where they all dress up like her in those clips I showed, and they dance and they sing the song, and it's so funny, and I highly recommend it. She has 2 music videos for that song.
2 versions. The regular version and the white version or something.
Yeah.
I watched them both on YouTube, but I was bamboozled when she really showed me this. I was like, this is a Kate Bush song?
If you just think it sounds like, if we watch the mosquito version, it is very similar to the actual song, which is why it's like perfect.
And because more hype of Wuthering Heights was like happening on TikTok, and even Margot Robbie did like a little remake of the music video. Like,
she did?
For like promotional things. I think she was just in her Wuthering Heights costume. But she was like just spinning and doing the dance moves like on the moors.
Good. It's good stuff.
And so I kept getting different versions of people singing the Kate Bush song, and so I kept sending them to Alessandra, and I came across the mosquito one. Yeah. And sent it to her, and it changed our lives.
Yeah, I definitely was aware of Wuthering Heights, and as we said, we had watched a previous adaptation a long time ago. I would say college, maybe?
Sure. I think that's when we got obsessed with Tom Hardy.
Yeah, Tom Hardy.
Is this where we got introduced to Tom Hardy?
No, I think we watched this adaptation because of Tom Hardy.
That would make sense.
But it is possible that this is where we were introduced to him. But The Dark Knight Rises came out, I mean, I want to say
we watched it before The Dark Knight Rises came out. Like, I don't know how else we would have gotten introduced to Tom Hardy, though.
He definitely... The Dark Knight Rises, I feel, was before we graduated from high school.
He was in a movie where he played two versions of himself.
Yeah, that was like Legend or something. He was two brothers.
Yeah.
But that was a different thing. He's been going up, but the version we're going to talk about, that's what we knew about Wuthering Heights from, and I'm pretty sure I just accepted that. That was the first time I was ever introduced to the story.
Mm-hmm.
And after watching all these adaptations, it's kind of similar to Dune. I feel like I very much know a lot about this, and we read the book, and it's just like I know it in and out in a lot of ways. Like, it's
I'm gonna say I read the book.
I mean, same. The book is actually pretty enjoyable. It's bonkers. Like, it's the way it's written is very, very different from Jane Eyre, which is the other sister. There's 3 sisters, as I'm showing in this wonderful
yes.
I made like a little just Wuthering Heights overview here because it was written by Charlotte Bronte. Emily Bronte, and her other 2 sisters are also writers.
Anne and Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they both...
Did Anne ever write anything?
Yeah, she wrote poems and things.
Okay.
And she also wrote a novel as well.
Okay.
The Tenant of Windfell Hall, which I'm sure is really exciting and also gothic, because that's kind of what it sounds like, to be honest.
Yeah. That was a thing to write at that time.
Yeah, and they all were... they kind of had a pretty sad life, as we kind of saw in the movie Emily, which we'll talk about. But at first they were published kind of right after the success of Jane Eyre. This book was published. It was the same year as Jane Eyre. And Jane Eyre was a huge hit, massive hit. Mm-hmm. And so the publisher, Thomas Cotley Newby, thought it would be a great idea to kind of get on board with that and be like all 3 sisters.
Which I think we were a bit more, at least I was, because I had purchased Jane Eyre, the book, and I was reading it while I was in college, and then the Mia
Wasikowska version. I like the other version with, there's another version as well that's like really good. It's a BBC one.
Okay.
But Jane Eyre's like been my favorite book for a long time. I have to reread it because I think the last time I read it was probably in high school.
Yeah. But
that book is like so good.
Yeah.
It's just a really good narrative.
That's the one where like the crazy wife is stuck in the attic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is really, Jane is like a really sophisticated heroine. She's really great. Mm-hmm. But this book is so different because it does take place kind of in the same atmosphere as Jane Eyre, but
yeah, kind of like an isolated area.
The
where
moors.
There's like not very much around, like
Northern
society.
England. Yeah. It's like sparse.
Yeah.
Windy. Hilly.
Windy.
So fucking windy. I would die there. I mean, so many of they're just
the wind is a big part of it.
It's a huge part. My ears cannot take the wind.
No.
Oh my god, it's horrible.
No, and neither could Bub. She hates the wind.
No, she loves it. She likes to sit and she likes to sit in the window and it goes,
oh. But like if it's like gusts.
If it's gusts, she doesn't like it, no.
Yeah, no, she doesn't like
gust.
She likes breezes. Because
this book was so, the content is so it's pretty wild. It's very violent. It's very like the people are very
toxic relationships, very abusive, very like
childish in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and I mean, I was describing, the country, like these people are like country bumpkins,
kind of. Yeah,
Like, they're very far away from like people,
high society.
Yeah, high society. So they're kind of in their own world. They're kind of doing their own thing. They don't really. Yeah. They don't learn from others. They only learn from each other. And these are not people to be learning, just the rights and wrongs from.
Right.
In general.
there's a
Everyone
lot.
pretty much sucks.
It's kind of a miserable existence, to be honest, as well. So like obviously there is happiness and joy within their lives in some way, but that's not what they focus on in this novel. And it's like people really were very shocked when this came out. It was a very big, like, oh my God, like, what is this? Like, is this how people behave? Is this like really something that a woman has written? Like, they think that a man wrote it because it's just so
violent.
It's so wild. So we watched the movie Emily, which is a long movie, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I generally enjoyed it.
Me too. And Emma Mackey is the lead as Emily Bronte, and there's also her two sisters are also in the movie,
and a brother.
Yeah, her brother, who also existed in real life as well. Influencing, like, this is a fictionalized version of her life, so it definitely isn't. It's like half and half. Like, you know, there's parts of it that are
probably
real.
Some true parts, but probably like very dramatized a little bit. And, kind of built up a little bit.
It's showing, it's definitely dramatized to like show maybe where Wuthering Heights could have come from. Like, and I feel like it definitely was a nice, like, adding it on to all the adaptations we watched. Like, seeing the characterization of Emily by Emma Mackey and the director was like, oh, she was a weirdo. Like, and that's the reason why she wrote something so strange, because like she was somebody who was strange, and she was like an outsider, and
an outsider, maybe like socially awkward, like maybe on the spectrum. Like she kind of gave off all of those all of those distinctions, possibly. I mean, you know, it's a time period where no one knew about any of that, and you're just kind of labeled as strange. And the movie also kind of made it seem that she was, what's the word? Like when she had that scary mask scene, where like maybe she was, what's the word?
Clairvoyant?
Yes, clairvoyant. That's the word.
Yeah.
Not sure how true that is.
A little bit, yeah. You know. It definitely added weight to.
It added to the strangeness. It added to the mystery, to the spooky.
Did you recognize the hot priest in this?
Yes.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah.
He's from
the
Scarecrow.
Yeah.
from Emerald City.
and various other things.
Yeah, as he is in a lot of other stuff, but that was something that we watched more recently.
But most recently in our lives.
Yeah, that was what we watched.
Emerald City.
Yeah.
Which if you didn't listen to that episode, you should. Is it good? Should they listen to it?
Oh, absolutely. Those episodes are hilarious.
Oh my
because
God.
we were bashing them so much.
We watched various interesting adaptations of Wizard of Oz. So definitely go
check those out.
Go check that out.
But yeah, like, so in this movie, we get to see a little bit more about Emily and her household. It was very religious. She was trying to please her father, who she really was not very close to. And you know, like
seeking approval, seeking acceptance.
A little bit, but she also was such a rebel.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I feel like she learned a lot, at least the movie portrayed it as her learning a lot of that from her brother, who was kind of the more rebellious one.
Yeah, he was,
I think he was a writer too, and I think he was
trying to be a writer, but he was also addicted to opium.
Yeah.
And he drank a lot, and, you know.
He had his vices.
Yeah, but their love is kind of mirrored in Heathcliff's love for Kathy. You know, there's a lot of ways that goes, as well as the relationship with the hot priest that actually, like, goes into a really fantasy zone where she ends up having a lot of sex with him. And I'm not going to be mad about it. It's great.
Yeah, whether it was true or not, I mean, good adding it. It was
really needed because
it was needed.
I didn't expect it, and also I was like, hell yeah, girl, get it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely saw the attraction there, so I knew like something was gonna happen, but was not expecting all of that.
I know, but with period dramas, you never know what's gonna happen,
and period dramas are always better with the added sex.
Really?
And not. I mean.
Yeah. So it ended up doing pretty good. We got a 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb, 75 out of 100 on Metacritic, and an 87%. I also wrote, people get sick and die in this movie like it's their job, because that is what happens to like most of the characters.
Yeah, the priest gets sick and dies.
Her brother,
her
her aunt, herself.
I mean, and that's a pretty big parallel.
Yeah.
Between that and Wuthering Heights, because, you know, Kathy constantly gets herself sick.
Oh, yeah. She does it to herself, you
She does
know?
it, yeah. And, you know, I mean, the brother did it to himself.
He kind of did. He
drank
yeah.
and he took drugs and
then he got sick and it killed him, you know?
Yeah.
But then again, if you didn't drink and do drugs, you still could die really easily during this time.
Very much so. You can get pricked by a nail and die.
Oh, 100%.
You could trip in the moors and break your leg and die.
Oh, you'd be like, we gotta shoot the horse, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna talk about our very first one. We're gonna actually kind of fly through these unless there's something very specific that we would like to say. Every single adaptation.
Let's preface that a lot of these adaptations kind of meld together and they just really...
Oh my God.
A lot of them were very unmemorable and they just kind of went through the story beats, and we'll just kind of touch on the highlights that we remember from them, like, okay, but, you know, we'll fly through some pretty quickly, and some we'll probably talk about a bit more, just because they were a bit more memorable in a lot of ways.
Yeah, so this first one is really good. It's a 1939 version. It's a big, you know, Metro Goldwyn production, so
MGM.
it's got a lot of
I also love the monster poster.
Yeah,
like, this
it's
is
awesome.
This is like a monster movie poster.
It's amazing.
Like, and I love that because, like, watching all of these adaptations, it's really interesting to kind of see how they portray Heathcliff and how they portray Kathy, because, you know, a lot of them are the same, but then a lot of them, like, kind of, we'll talk about it. Some I feel a bit more empathy towards Heathcliff. Some I don't, because they just truly make him a monster, and I'm like, cool, he's evil and I hate him.
Right.
Easy.
Yeah.
Catherine, she's annoying and a child. Okay, I hate her.
Yeah.
Easy.
There's a lot of shades to this.
Yeah.
This cast is Merle Oberon and Laurence Olivier, which is great. Here
we have our cast.
Yeah, there's everybody in it's really great.
We're going to try and touch on Nellie as well and see if they, you know, if she was just kind of a stick in the mud or if she was actually kind of interesting.
Also, Merle Oberon, this is my first movie watching with her. She won Best Actress in the Oscars for a different movie, but she's the first Asian American actress to win Best Picture, or Asian. She was a Asian British person.
Yeah.
She never disclosed her actual Indian parentage. She had an Indian mother.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can, like, if you
She's
look
beautiful.
at pictures of her, you can kind of see it. She's got, like, she is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it is, like, she just glows, and the dresses and everything in this, like, just...
I always love the filters in these older movies. They always put, like, this soft, beautiful glow on the women, and they just look gorgeous, and they just look ethereal. Like, it's so I loved this. I loved also, like, the MGM just loves to go crazy with their costumes, and I really loved the costumes in this one.
Yeah, me too. As we can see, they don't have the second half of the book, which is what a lot of adaptations don't have, but a lot do, so we'll talk about it. In terms of reviews of this one, it's very high. I think it's the highest of all of them.
Yeah, I think it is.
You know, when you're putting a standard on a movie that was made in 1939,
there's less reviews.
Yeah.
There's because I
nostalgia
think,
real high.
Yeah, nostalgia's high. I mean, I'm not even sure, like, where they'll like find some like historical reviews for these movies. I don't know how they then add the Metacritic number to it, but
they figure it out by reading it.
Yeah. There must be some math equation.
It's like, we literally, like, I guess the lowest one you have is a 60 from Variety.
Yeah, that was the lowest.
Yeah. Dramatic episodes are vividly etched without benefit of lightness. It's heavy fare throughout.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, I think it's a pretty light movie.
Oh yeah, compared to some of the other ones, this one had a lot more society. They had more balls, which, I mean, how many, like, did they have, like, the Christmas get together at Wuthering Heights in the book? And did they have any sort of gathering at the Grange?
Oh, there definitely was several balls at the Grange during this.
In the
at
book?
least one.
Okay.
In the book, I don't remember them having a ball.
Yeah,
at the Grange.
I felt like the adaptations
they added it. They added it.
They add the balls to various adaptations, and I feel like those ones maybe kind of steer away from the story, because again, I feel like these people are very isolated and they don't have much to do, so that's why they're kind of crazy.
Yeah.
They really just only have themselves to keep themselves company, and there's just like this bad blood and this animosity is just between these two houses, just like fighting each other the entire book. So like when you bring in these like very extravagant fancy balls and
lots of people
and outside people,
yeah, it muddies
it makes the world too big.
Yeah.
Again, these are people that live in the country.
Yeah. There's too many.
They really don't have access to society.
Yeah.
So I feel like those, but again, it's an MGM musical.
They wanted it to be
an MGM movie.
Big production drama.
They love to add the extravagance. They love, especially for a historical story. So I love that. I mean, again, it's so this one did have those extra like balls and societal stuff, which take away from the story, but make a very more lighthearted.
It's more fun. Yeah. The 100 from Telegraph says there's been countless adaptations of Emily Bronte's classic, but none of them captures the spirit of her novel quite like William Wyler's production.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, me neither.
It wasn't dark enough, but I did love Kathy and Heathcliff's like scene in the Grange ball where they're just like talking to each other outside and they're like having a big old fight.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really good scene.
Yeah. There were a lot of beautiful set pieces in this too.
Oh yes. I mean, yeah, look at this dress. It's
incredible.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. I had to put some pictures in here. Also, this was nominated for 8 Oscars and it won 1 Oscar. Best original score, best art direction, best cinematography, which it won. Best screenplay, best director, best actress in a supporting role for Nellie, and the best actor in a leading role for Laurence Olivier as Heathcliff. And best picture.
It won which one? Cinematography?
Cinematography.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It was really great cinematography.
The moors are beautiful, and you could see, I love this picture that I found of the two of them in the fields.
Yeah.
It's just so sweet. And when she was dying, it was a really good death scene.
Yeah.
I think that's something we have to judge a lot of these adaptations on, because every single one has a death scene. They're all like, they're played differently by each actress and stuff. So in this, we decided to add a kink to each of these versions, which I kind of regret, because is there enough kinks? There is, but
there's several hundred kinks.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of kinks, but like, which one applies to this? And I put a transatlantic accent. Would you agree?
Which I guess could go into like a role play. It could go into like a foreplay, role play type of thing.
Yeah,
I think so. You know, for the time,
because as you can tell from this, they were all American actors, or really Merle is a British actor, but and Lawrence as well. But they worked in Hollywood, so their accents are very. It's not the Yorkshire accent.
No, which some of the adaptations we've got some thick
which is fun.
Accents.
Okay. All right, now we're on to 1950. This one is hard to talk about. I had to like kind of rewatch it to get all these photos of all the actors. It was very bad quality, the version that we watched.
Yeah.
Charlton Heston is the lead in this. It's just kind of forgettable. I did like the Catherine, and again, there is no children in this one. Not a lot of reviews exist, but it is a 6.5 out of 10 because it is part of a like multi-episode drama series called Studio One from CBS.
So like the TV like periodic drama.
Exactly.
Like
drama of the month or drama of the week thing. I mean, they literally had 167 episodes of this. So of this Westinghouse Studio One
for their various dramas, not just Wuthering Heights.
No, not just Wuthering Heights.
It feels like that's way too many episodes.
Can you imagine
for this? Way too many.
Like, I got some pictures of this. Like, there was some good kisses in this one as well.
Oh, you're supposed to rate some
on
kisses.
each other.
Were there good for the MGM one? Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, it just there was some pretty good kisses.
Yeah.
This one was really fun because it had a bunch of 50s ad commercials in it.
Yeah, for the commercial breaks.
They were amazing.
Yeah, we watched this one on archive.org.
Archive.org,
right? Yeah, there was, oh my god, these I can't even remember what they were promoting in the commercials. It was
various things for Westinghouse.
Like household.
Yeah, it was
household things.
I mean,
like kitchen appliances.
I put the version of this kink is selling fridges because it was like this lady who was like, "Look at this fridge and the freezer." And then there was like a
Selling
TV.
fridges.
There was like literally a TV she was selling, and various household appliances and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Which, I mean, it was great to watch. It was really strange. Like when you're watching these, you're like, whoa. Yeah, I don't remember this one being particularly great. It's got 1950s vibes.
Yeah, it was very quick, for it being a TV movie or a TV something. And so it was, the sets were kind of thrown together, it seemed. Yeah.
Similarly with the 1958 version. You didn't want to watch this one, did you? This is one I had to add in last minute, like a few days ago.
Oh.
This is with Richard Burton. Different guy.
Nope, didn't watch this one.
You didn't watch this one.
No.
I did.
No.
Also, the quality of this was crazy. I watched it on YouTube.
Oh my gosh, this looks like so bright.
It's really weirdly, yeah.
It's like, oh god.
But this one was more interesting to me than the 1951. I thought it was, I mean, I could see a little bit better for one, but the actors were really good in this, and I really enjoyed all of them. Like, they were really fun.
Was there a young Heathcliff?
There was. I just didn't include him.
Okay.
I did include Patty Duke because she was a famous actress, a famous child actress.
Okay.
So that's why she was included in this, and then continued to be a famous adult actress.
Okay.
A TV actress. But yeah, so I included her as well. But
okay.
There was some really beautiful dresses in this too, and this one also did not feature the children. It just got a 7.1 out of 10. Also was part of a show of the month situation. So that's why it kind of featured Richard Burton and other cast members that would be in part of all these other versions of the shows that they produced.
Okay.
I took a lot of pictures of this one because they were really great. Look at those little kids. Because of the YouTube, it was like stretched out, so everybody looked really short.
Okay.
Like, look at how hilarious.
Yeah, they look so tiny.
They look diminutive. Okay, and I know they're already kids, but like, she's wearing the cutest little child outfit at the funeral. I mean, they look hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Also, the costumes were really beautiful in this one. I really, really loved it. This is Kathy like freaking out at her wedding to Linton.
Yeah, this wedding veil looks beautiful.
It was amazing. Like, and she has like this was a great scene because the priest was like, "Do you take Edgar?" And then she would be like, "I take," and then a ghost would say, "Heathcliff." Oh, and then she would be like, so it took her like a minute to like she wanted to marry Heathcliff.
Oh no, I love the adaptations that have like little like disembodied voice.
Not to mention, I mean, we didn't talk about it. Some of these adaptations have like a frame story that is the version of the book, which is Mr. Townsend or something comes into Wuthering Heights at the end of the book, basically. And that's the frame story that the whole book is. So sometimes he's featured in these adaptations as somebody who comes into the house, goes into Kathy's old room, is like, "Oh, who are these people? What's up with this?" He was a new tenant on the property for Heathcliff. Yeah. There's a tree that's whacking against the window. Sometimes he hears the voice of Kathy, like she's like a ghost or something. So a lot of these adaptations are like, there's a ghostly figure of Kathy, and then her
because I feel
hand goes through the window.
Yeah, because that's how the book starts. Is with this disembodied voice and the tree tapping on the window. And
Nellie is the narrator of the book. Yeah. Because she's the one who describes everything. Yeah. To the reader.
Not like Mr. Thornton or something?
That is what it is. It's Thornton, I think.
Something like that.
I didn't even include him in this because it's not in all of the adaptations, but he is in a lot of them.
I put his name as one of the... No, we didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, we didn't.
No.
We didn't. we decided against it.
We just decided against it. This one is great. I said featuring the oldest teens I've ever seen. That's definitely the case for a lot of these adaptations. Richard Burton is so old in this. I mean, he's got to be like 50.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? He probably looks like he's 50. He's probably like 38. Maybe 30.
Sure. Or maybe he's older.
I don't know. He famously was with who's the actress?
Richard Burton.
He was with, what's her name? Cleopatra.
Oh, Elizabeth.
Yes, Elizabeth
Taylor.
Taylor. Yes, they had like a famous love story.
I want to watch the Elizabeth Taylor Cleopatra. I don't know if I have.
We have not. We should do that.
We should do that.
Okay. Anyway, this kink is next because there was a lot of open chest dresses and it was really beautiful. And they made out a lot for a fucking TV movie. Okay.
Yeah, look at them sucking face there.
They were sucking face. He was kissing her neck a lot.
Wow.
It was great.
Wow.
Okay. We just finished this. I finished it this morning. You sort of watched some of it. The Wuthering Heights from 1967.
I got up to the point where Kathy died.
It is a long miniseries. There are 4 episodes. It's like
on YouTube,
almost 3 hours long.
2 hours and 53 minutes.
I watched it at 1.67 speed today. Definitely needed to do that because otherwise I was not going to finish it.
I love how Ian McShane is giving Oscar Isaac.
He is great in this.
He's really good.
This adaptation was good. It was just very long.
Yeah.
But the actors were awesome.
But I almost feel like the miniseries kind of like do the book a bit more justice because they kind of like they have more time to have those extra scenes that really like bring Catherine and Heathcliff together, like really build their chemistry.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the miniseries where I have a bit more empathy towards Heathcliff because they have the time to have those scenes between Heathcliff and Henley and like kind of all that stuff to really establish the feelings, the torture, the revenge that is there.
Yeah. Heathcliff is a really complicated character.
He's a very tortured character.
He's very, very tortured. Yes. The way that Ian McShane plays him is really sympathetic, actually.
And look at his beautiful curls.
Yeah. I would say most of throughout this version, you're pretty much like, you're on his side for a lot of it. Even though we'll get to more bad things that he does.
Sure.
The acting is really good in this. I was very impressed with the guy who played Henley as well.
Yeah, I got like almost 2 hours in.
Yeah.
And I really liked these actors. I thought they were doing really well.
They also had all the kids in this one.
It kind of felt like a teleplay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the way it was shot.
And you didn't really get to the kids part, but
no, I did not.
It was just like the book.
Wig Wiggly.
Dude, yeah, the guy with Linton.
We are Wig Wiggly in
and
here.
Also, the Catherine was played by the same actress.
The same girl we have. Okay,
yeah,
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, this happened again, and I think it really worked out in this case. She doesn't look insane like she does in the other one.
Oh God,
yeah,
we'll get to that.
But the Joseph was always also pretty good in this. He was just like he was in the book. I would say this version was probably the closest to the book, if not the next version that we're going to talk about, which is kind of crazy because adapting the book directly is a choice, and BBC decided to do it, and
which I feel like they do with a lot of historical things because they are very well known for being very true to the classic book, very true to the original story. They really don't care if
it's not good.
They don't want it to be exciting.
Yeah, and I would say that this one got to the point where I was like, is this gonna fucking end? Because it just drove on. Like, it just was like exactly the same as the end of the book, where it just takes forever
for Heathcliff to fucking die.
Heathcliff to take Kathy Jr. finally and to make her marry Linton.
Yeah.
Like, it just takes so much time.
Yep.
And I was like, oh God. And I even watched it fast.
Yeah.
But I was working on this as well. So
yeah. I still had like another hour left to go, and I knew that it was going to be all of the kid stuff.
It is.
Like, because Kathy had literally just died as I left. So I was like, oh God.
It's a lot. 6.6 out of 10. It is also hard to find reviews of this. It's like impossible. People did like Ian McShane though.
Oh yeah, as they should. He's amazing.
Yeah. Ian McShane is very broody and dark. The cast seems to have great chemistry with each other. Even the servants. Henley was great. I said, you know what? The whole cast is great. It is. They were really cool. And it says it was produced and broadcast in color, and then it had an original videotape masters wiped for reuse. So it has only black and white copies available now.
Really? Yeah, because I was wondering why you had pictures in color and not, because I was like, it was in black and white.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah, they filmed it and then they needed it.
Yeah.
So they didn't have it anymore.
I also thought this adaptation was interesting in the beginning because a lot of the adaptations are really quick to have Kathy and Heathcliff like get along and start hanging out and starting to like build their chemistry, their relationship. This one, Kathy was like really standoffish and like kind of mean to him at first. Like she was kind of following Hindley around and kind of doing whatever Hindley was doing to like torture Heathcliff.
Yeah.
It really took a minute for like, it really took until Hindley left. Like this one really showed like the tension between Heathcliff and Hindley, I feel like, because the dad was even like, Hindley's gonna kill Heathcliff if I don't send this little dude off to college, because he's gonna, like, he is so pissed off. Like he was like, Hindley hates Heathcliff.
Yeah.
And so he's like, if I don't send this dude off to college, like hell's gonna come raining down. So it wasn't until Hindley left that Catherine like started hanging out with Heathcliff, which I thought was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because I felt like from the beginning, at least for a lot of the adaptations, Kathy is like on Heathcliff's side.
Yeah, that is a good point. And this is the version that Kate Bush saw that she wrote the song about.
Okay. I see it.
Yeah.
I get it.
And the kink is crying for this one.
Crying?
Okay.
Bodily fluids.
Yeah. You can change it up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not good at thinking of the kink. I had to think of all of these, by the way.
I put a couple in there. No, Alessandra did most of the work on this. I'm sorry.
All right, the next version we have is the Timothy Dalton one, which is the 1970 version.
Ugh.
Yeah, this one.
This one's a bummer.
It's in color, though.
It doesn't help.
I think watching the black and white ones was a little tedious, but
sure.
I hopped around, so it wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is a real...
This one, I feel like, is one of the first ones where Heathcliff is really shown as just a monster.
Just an asshole.
Like, he's just awful. Like, he slaps Catherine around.
Yeah.
Like, he's really rough and tumble with her, which, like...
That's one of the things I wrote as well. And there's no kids in this one, too. There's just...
it just ends after Kathy dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to more about what it's like in the next thing, but I just wanted to show some of the reviews of this first. It got a 43 Metascore, and the 40 says, while this version is beautifully photographed and admirably acted, there is never any real feeling of romance or sadness. It is all given a matter-of-fact approach, which doesn't make great for a film.
And I feel that way with a lot of Timothy Dalton's films. I don't think he's a very romantic.
Okay. I don't really care about him. I don't really know. I haven't seen a lot of Timothy Dalton. I haven't even watched any of his Bond films. I don't really see him
in a romantic kind of like role.
Okay. I guess, yeah. He's too...
I've weirdly seen a couple things with Timothy Dalton in it.
Okay. Yeah, read the 80 from Empire. Less melodramatic and earthier than the classic 1939. It's true.
That's what it says, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the highest. That was the highest that was there.
Robert Foist's take still heaves with passion, thanks to Dalton's fiery chemistry with Alder Calder Marshall's Kathy.
Sure.
Anna Calder Marshall. John Coquillian's cinematography expertly captures the drabness of the Moor setting.
True.
While Michel Legrand offers a haunting score.
Sure.
Okay. And then I also included this like critic that talked about the different versions, and she said, though Robert Foist's 1970s version starring future James Bond Timothy Dalton has the nastiest psychosexual undertones of the 10 adaptations addressed here, it is still a dud. Dalton's wily Heathcliff, though handsome, is not particularly alluring.
That makes sense. I went through a huge James Bond phase while I was in college.
Okay.
And I watched a lot, like pretty much all of the original James Bond films.
So that's where you have the exposure to Timothy Dalton.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, it's not my favorite. So I have some more pictures here. This one,
your radiator sounds like the Moors.
it's okay. I don't think it can hear it, but yeah, it does. It's whistling.
It's a whistling, and I'm like, it's very haunting sounding.
Yeah. This one also, yeah, he's not very, like, he really does push Kathy around, and we watched it together, didn't we?
Nope.
We didn't?
No. We watched another one.
We watched another one together.
Later,
right.
together.
The 1998 one.
Yeah.
This one's a lot farther back. There's a Mama Earnshaw at the beginning of this.
Yeah, not all adaptations will have there will always usually be a Papa Earnshaw.
Yeah.
Sometimes there will be a Mama Earnshaw, and then sometimes there will even be a Mr. and Mrs. Linton.
There is some, in a lot of adaptations.
So this is one of the rare occurrences.
It's like the only one, truly.
There's like maybe
there's a couple other ones.
The Ian McShane one had one.
Oh yes, because apparently in the book the mother dies 2 years after Heathcliff arrives.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like, why have her there?
I mean, it's like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, and usually the only reason they have her there is to be like, we can't have this boy in our house. Like she's the one that's like, no. Like she's very against
another
it. Like,
child.
Yeah.
Another mouth to feed.
Yeah.
We're already struggling here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought also the death scene in this one was crazy. The actress who played her was just I mean, she's supposed to be mad, so
crazy.
It definitely was like that zone. It was that vibe with her in this one.
I feel like the most of the differentiations between the adaptations with the death scene is like how insane she is.
Yeah,
like whether she's kind of more subtle or if she's just like screaming out at ghosts like in the room and
in the book too. That's
yelling.
what she does. She just kind of yells and screams and stuff. So sometimes they do that and sometimes they don't. And in this one, they violently have sex a lot. It's like,
this is one of the few adaptations where it is like pretty much confirmed that Heathcliff and Kathy are having sex in the story.
It's
sort of vague, or it's
vague,
sort of implied, but like there are a few that are like confirmed.
And this is one of them.
They're getting down and dirty in the moors.
And I said the kink is having sex under a tree, so outdoor.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
a lot of them. Most of them when they're having sex are outside.
That's the only safe place to do it. Where no one can find them,
which is fun.
Deep in the moors.
Also, there is a version of Jane Eyre in which Timothy Dalton is Mr. Rochester. So there is one later, and it has the same
don't know if I've seen
actress who plays Nellie.
I might have seen him. I might have seen that. I don't know.
In it, yeah.
I went through a Jane Eyre phase, so maybe I watched it.
I didn't remember watching this one. So.
I watched one of these days. I'm gonna find all of my original like Netflix DVDs that I had. Like
you can find it on Netflix.
The list.
Yeah.
And I should just do a standalone episode just going through my list of all of the movies.
That's a good idea.
That I watched.
Yeah. Starting with White Nights.
Yeah.
Okay, we're at the 1978 miniseries, which I also watched.
I did not.
Yeah, this one was 5 fucking episodes long.
Whoa!
And I had to watch this one at 2 times speed.
Oh my god! How long was that? 5 hours on?
It was 5 hours on Daily Motion. I found all of the. I'm going to talk about it at the end. I found all these fucking adaptations online for free. Except for the new one. Obviously, we went to go see that in theaters. But. This 1978 one had the Heathcliff was named Ken Hutchinson, and he's fine.
No, really?
I mean,
for 5 whole episodes, you had to just deal with a fine Heathcliff.
You know, it's much better when they're like
he's not much of a looker.
Attractive.
Yeah, he's not.
And you know what? That's okay if that he's not.
But for 5 episodes, you want someone nice to look at.
So because I watched this in times 2 speed, it made him only 25 minutes long. So I did watch this for like 2.5 hours because that's how time works, right?
Yeah.
But this one was also very faithful to the book.
Okay. Makes sense.
And the Nellie was really good in this one.
She looks like she was
a major character.
A hoot and a holler.
Yeah, she was really good, actually. And look at the wig wiggly on the Linton in this one.
Whoa, those bangs!
Yeah, I knew you would like it.
Whoa, look at those bangs!
Also, the Kathy Jr. was really good in this one, too. I think I put it in there. And the Frances. She was good. She, like, really stood out. There was a lot of strange choices in this one, but it did get a 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb. From Wikipedia, AllMovie wrote, Irish playwright Hugh Leonard handles the adaptation, deftly juggling the many characters and subplots without the slightest sense of strain. And the BFI described the adaptation as embracing the hysteria and savagery of its source novel. However, in a contemporary review, Clive James called it the latest but not the best of Beeb's long line of classic serials and the blithering pits.
Beebs?
I think that
Who's
maybe,
Beeb?
I guess he created a bunch of adaptations of things, and this is one of them.
A lot of classic serials.
Yeah. This had some pretty cinematography.
What's all that text in front of it?
So I took a screenshot of, because I was watching this in 2x speed. Thank God there was
Are those the captions?
captions. Because I wouldn't have been able to understand anything that's anybody's saying. Because they sound like little mice.
Is that her saying no?
For some reason, the captions said no, 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 like a million times. So I took a screenshot, and there's got to be like 60 no's there. And it was just so funny. I had to take a picture of it.
Were the captions broken, or did they actually
No,
say
something
no
was wrong there. I don't know. She did say it a bunch of times, but also, yeah, the captions didn't catch up exactly.
Okay.
But I don't know. They were pretty decent captions for being on Daily Motion.
Mm-hmm.
And
YouTube has the worst captions.
Yeah, it's not great. Like I said, the Nelly's great. The cinematography could be good, but it was only really good outside. But it also had, like, the lighting was a bit strange. It kind of felt like a play sometimes, like a lot when they were inside, like especially that part where Heathcliff, where Hindley drops Hareton over he drops the toddler Hareton over the railing of the house.
Oh,
and then Heathcliff catches him.
Oh.
There was like a weird. That does happen in the book. This was the only adaptation that I saw that happened to actually like that part in the book.
In none of the other ones have I seen that.
Yeah, it was in the book, and I remember it because I was like, "What the
Hindley
fuck?"
pushes Hareton out of.
Basically, he's drunk. He tells Nellie, "Get Hareton out of my sight. If I see that boy, I'm gonna kill him." Basically,
Jesus.
And once he does it, he regrets it because he's drunk. So he's like all like, You should have made sure that I wouldn't take that boy away from you, Nellie. And she's trying to fight him the whole time. It is pretty close to the book, that scene.
Okay.
And then like Heathcliff catches the kid, but he like regrets it. He's like, the fuck? Like he doesn't care about Hareton at that point because he's like a toddler.
Yeah.
Later he's like, this is my son, you know. But that was crazy. But the lighting inside the house was a bit strange. Like the lights would go on to show, you know, you'd see them getting lighter and like you'd be like, oh, okay, they're gonna show somebody over there, you know, like a
spotlight.
Yeah. And I'd be like, okay,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like dynamic. And then they also had like a lot of shots through windows and mirrors, and so that was kind of interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, their chemistry was also not great. The guy also wasn't very cute. Who played Heathcliff? He also didn't look like he was in his 20s. He looked like he was like 50.
Yeah.
This kink is manhandling.
Yeah, probably like dominance. You know, maybe that kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, here we go to talk about the.
This is still not the one. Oh, yeah, because it's 92.
No, this is the 92 version. I had to include both of the posters here because they're both hilarious. This one of Ralph Fiennes looming over Julia Ormond, or Juliette Binoche is...
Yeah.
I mean, it's just...
we've got, like, monster movie, and then we've got, like, love
romance
story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so... Wow.
It's really something. Also, I got some pretty good pictures of this one. The Nellie's played by Janet McTeer, which is a highlight, I have to say.
Yeah.
I love Janet McTeer. So it was...
She was a pretty ruthless Nellie.
Yeah.
I feel like she was very much like I feel like with Nellie, it's either she's very kind to Catherine and Heathcliff, or she's kind of just like a little standoffish, I guess, or maybe even just like kind of judgmental, very judgmental.
Yeah. I think that the adaptation where she was like the best to me, like acted the most like the book, was probably the one with Ian McShane. She was super friendly and nice in that one.
Yeah, because there are scenes that aren't in every adaptation, but there's this one where they're about to have the Christmas party at Wuthering Heights, and you know, Nellie is like, "Oh, Heathcliff, why don't you go get dressed up all nice and, you know, go join the party?" Yeah. And then of course Hindley fucks it up because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
But like there are a few scenes where like that, or Nellie just kind of tolerates everyone and is kind of just like
getting
Just-
pushed around all over
yeah,
the
getting
place.
pushed around. It's the Nellie character is very
It's weird.
interesting,
Yeah.
like the way she's played in all the different adaptations. But this one, she was kind of a hard ass.
Yeah.
She was judgy and a bit of a hard ass.
Yeah. The Hindley was okay in this one, and and I do love Jeremy Northam, but they just didn't give him a lot to do. And same with the Edgar. This also had the kids in it. That was great. They were cast pretty well, except for Juliette Binoche. She played herself. She played her her child,
And
Kathy Jr.
And she looked like a haunted baby doll
It was
in a thrift store.
It was scary. They gave her contacts. Yeah. They gave her this insane wig.
She had these baby blues that just looked like she was gonna kill you in your sleep.
This picture I got of her is accurate. It's from the movie.
She looks like a haunted doll.
She's, and not to mention nobody in this fucking movie speaks with any kind of gumption at all.
What's the one where they whisper the whole time?
It's this one. It's fucking this one, Emily.
Yeah. So this one I had to watch with. So normally on my TV, if I'll have it between 15 and 20. I had to have this movie at like 33 to hear anything.
It was ridiculous.
They spoke so low. And I don't know if that was because this was on Canopy, wasn't it?
Yes.
I don't know if it was just like the version that Canopy had or something, or
Yeah.
yeah, we like. So there were various places where we saw these. It was,
All for free.
It was YouTube, Canopy,
archive.org,
archive.org,
Daily Motion,
and Tubi. I watched a couple on Tubi.
Oh, you did?
With ads. And it was horrible.
It's amazing that all of these.
Oh, and then the
free.
library. I rented one from the library.
Yeah,
which we still haven't gotten to.
That one is also on YouTube
because we're only like halfway done. Everyone.
Okay, all right. I'm just gonna read these.
Yeah,
I found some reviews for this, which was also really hard to find, even though this movie fucking came out in 1992.
What's that Star one from? We went straight to Empire.
From Empire,
Okay.
yes. So the Variety one says, indeed, given this risky undertaking, it's tempting to call the final result an admirable failure when the damp squib comes closer to the mark.
What's a squib?
I think it's a bird.
Mm-hmm.
like a pigeon.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, a squib is what they use, I believe, as the word instead of a birdie in badminton.
Oh, okay.
Or a shot put, what they shoot out of the shot put to shoot.
Oh.
Regardless, it's like a bird, kind of. In the Empire, 1992 gave it 2 out of 5 stars. Filmmakers seem overbound by fidelity to the novel and unwilling to take risks. A late-on fantasy sequence reuniting Heathcliff with the dead Kathy has some of the romantic panache badly missing elsewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought Ralph Fiennes was really cute.
Yeah, he's good. And he's apparently quite young in this, and it was an intro to him. That people had not really seen him too much before.
Really?
That's what I was reading.
This was like one of his first
big roles.
Big roles? Wow.
Yeah.
But as you can see by the pictures, he was so greasy. Like he just was
Oh my god.
a greasy wig here.
And he didn't have he really was embodying this character in the quietest way possible. It was like quiet rage, which is totally fine.
Yeah, that is a perfectly acceptable way to portray Heathcliff.
Everyone was quiet. So it did not work.
Yeah, I mean, Kathy is just supposed to
She's
be
awful.
a loud, wild, rambunctious person.
Miscast here.
She just was not, she's supposed to be crazy.
She was not like that at all in this.
Yeah.
She was quiet. She was gentle. She was dainty. What the hell? That's not what she's supposed to be at all.
Yeah. And this adaptation was interesting because
Sinead O'Connor was in the beginning.
So,
for some reason, as Emily Bronte.
Our narrator,
yeah,
starting off the story was Emily Bronte. She goes into a cave.
She goes into the house and she's like, I wonder who lived here, and then she writes the story of Wuthering Heights.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a choice.
It's a choice.
It's a real choice.
But I mean, Sinead O'Connor is a very striking person to look at, so it was definitely okay.
It was different.
Yeah, it was a different choice, and I admire that they made it a choice.
Yeah, I like that. I like Ralph Fiennes. also the little room that Kathy had was so weird.
Yes. Oh,
Her little cabinet room?
They had like her room in another part of the room. It was like you would enter the room, but then in order to get to her bed, you had to open up a cabinet and go into the cabinet.
It almost looked like
where the windows were.
Yeah, it almost looked like a confessional.
Yeah.
Like her little and it was like these little doors you had to open and they had to like step over.
They had to go into it. Yes,
Yeah.
that was a very strange choice. It was cute when they were cuddling
weird.
though in there.
It was cute. There were moments where Rafe and
he's cute
and
though.
Juliette
Binoche.
Yeah, and Juliette were they were pretty cute.
Yeah, they like the thing is Rafe is a great actor, so he like really he's really intense.
Yeah.
It like really works for him.
I think he did a really great job.
Okay. This kink is whispering, obviously.
Yeah, or like a sensory, like, like some sensory.
Soft.
So yeah.
Yes.
Sensations.
Okay, we have reached the most exciting adaptation that we have watched of this, and I made a...
Prepare yourselves.
Yeah, so everybody, I made a presentation for this.
Prepare your bodies and your minds.
Okay. Heathcliff. This is Heathcliff, the musical from 1997, starring Cliff Richard. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. This is my first time seeing this, so you're gonna get my full-on reaction. A misunderstood man. You really got this whole song in it. It's so good.
It's not the whole song, but
this is a great start to the show. Yeah. Oh, and then we have these little...
He's so dramatic.
Such a little dramatic emo boy.
So close, so calm, so motionless.
This is a good song too.
It is.
From the day old Mr. Earnshaw brought me across the moors, a silent, frozen child to Wuthering Heights. I worshipped you, Kathy. Real cowboy
Why can't you always be a good lass, Kathy?
And why can't you always be a good man, father?
Damn you!
Jesus.
So pay me back. I don't care how long I wait.
They're singing and dancing at the Grange. Come on.
Miss Earnshaw, enter.
Oh my god.
You, gypsy, off.
You're dancing at Christmas.
Never cross the great
This is Kathy.
divide, each to his own. Ah, but Edgar really loves me. He says he does, that's not the same. The air he breathes and all
I love that they turn this scene into a song. Yeah, like that's what the scene is.
It's good.
It's great.
in bed.
Oh!
Touching you in bed.
Oh! The lyrics
Would
are?
you agree me to marry Heathcliff now?
Oh, he's sad.
So,
He puts his hands over his
he
ears
shall never know
Disembodied
how I
no.
love
so he doesn't hear this part of the conversation.
him. He is more myself than I am. Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. And when Edgar Linton's is as different as
he's
a
running across the moors.
lightning or
Oh my god!
When it cuts to him in the actual moors,
It is
it's
so good.
so good.
It's so funny. Okay,
Oh,
here we
no.
go. Here we go.
Okay,
He's on a boat
Leave
now.
my banishment alone.
He's banished.
we get to see what Heathcliff's been up to while he's been away.
Okay, so he goes to Africa, this is African music with a bunch of white people dressed
Okay.
up as Africans.
And now he's back. So he had a whole thing in Africa. And now he's back on a ship.
back on the ship.
With Edgar's at
That was a very long scene, by the way.
These scenes were
the privilege.
torturous,
So long.
torturously long.
And they're all dancing. There was no speaking.
Yeah, no, it was all dancing. Here
Now
we go.
he's in India, so we got some white people dancing.
Yep,
Some white people playing Indians. And he shoots the Maharaja.
He just straight up comes in and shoots them all.
And then he sits in his spot,
Oh my god.
takes the hookah.
So he's back on a boat.
Next
Different
place.
outfit. Oh, now he's in China.
Bunch of white people playing Chinese people. Look at
Yeah.
this guy.
I'm pretty sure that's Linton.
I had to include this Jesus moment he has here.
Is
at
that what
his
this
face.
is? He's Jesus? Oh, whoa.
It was amazing. Now he's back home. He's telling Kathy all about his travels.
And he's sporting a ponytail.
Yeah.
Woman.
Drunk again, Brother Hindley. Here.
Oh gosh. He's pretty violent too, this Heathcliff. Cliff Richard says.
Catherine, you may torture me to death for your amusement. Only allow me to amuse myself a little in the same style.
Oh no.
I do not love you.
Bella. I never will.
So good.
It's a good song. Oh, and this scene with Elizabeth, with Isabel is terrible.
I absolutely require to know which you choose.
I require to be left alone. Why are we so complicated?
This is a good song.
It's great. This is a good one too.
Yeah.
Look at them.
I shall not be tricked into pity, for you must know full well that I love you, and you can't inflict any pain that's more than this living hell that I love.
This is much better quality than the one we saw on archive.org.
Yeah. No, I downloaded this from archive.org.
Oh, did you? I think there was also a version on YouTube.
I have to
This is
remind
his death scene.
myself
Yep.
to breathe.
And then Kathy comes and gets him
Yep.
with the reprise of this song. And then they end the song with the first song.
Yep.
And the play with the first song.
Yep.
Misunderstood.
It's good.
Wow. Wow.
That was it.
Be with me. Oh, wait, that
I-
was a wonderful compilation.
Thanks, dude. It
Alessandra.
took me like all day to make that.
You did such a great job.
The joy that this musical brought to us was indescribable.
Alessandra watched the musical first, and she messages me and she's like, Emily, I can't wait for you to get to the musical.
Oh my god! And then she goes, musical?
Yeah, and I was like, what?
I was so excited that I found this.
I was bamboozled there was a musical. I had, oh my god. That's not even the half of it, you guys. Wow.
Yeah, it's great. It's really long, as musicals are. Helen Hobson did an amazing job as Catherine. She has some pipes.
She sure does. She gets a little pitchy in some parts, but
Yeah.
I still found her heavily enjoyable.
She's super good as Catherine.
Yeah.
And Cliff Richard is
He's a very charismatic Heathcliff.
yeah, he has all the drama and all of the like the pain and the anguish because he's on stage too, so he has to be like extra big,
Yeah.
and it really works for this
Yeah.
character. He's really like expressive.
Yeah. I kind of like the Heathcliffs, obviously, because they're not just like super depressing and just violent. Like
Yeah.
he is a very charismatic. I still get a lot more evil from him.
Yeah.
Kind of in this portrayal. But I do like how the play is kind of set up as like a court case. Like you're being told the story of Heathcliff, and it is your job at the end to decide if you think that he is a devil or if he's just misunderstood.
I know.
And
It's good.
It's a really great take to
It is
put on it.
Yeah, and there's no Nelly in this. It's completely replaced by a chorus of people, which was a great idea for like.
I loved that.
Yeah, me too. It's strange, but that's the way it is. The Linton was so funny. Look at this picture I got of him.
That's literally him.
Yeah. There's no children in this one either, and the Papa Earnshaw was played by the same person who played the Hindley.
Yes.
The older Hindley. So there isn't a lot of reviews on this either, but I do have some information. IMDb has 8.2 out of 10, which is great. Of all the people who've ever watched it, honestly, it's super fun.
I'm so glad that we get to now say that we have seen this.
Yeah, it opened on the 16th of October in 1996, having raised considerable interest from the media regarding Cliff Richard playing the dark, barely civilized character, with many sources speculating that Richard cannot carry off such a role, which is mean.
I mean, maybe just Cliff Richard's character is just like not like that.
I think Cliff Richard himself
is like a very happy-go-lucky kind of guy. Maybe
I think at the time he wasn't looked upon as somebody who could do this,
like dark and broody.
Yeah,
and
it's possible
and evil
because I did some I honestly probably didn't even think about this man ever in my entire life.
I don't think I knew who this guy was.
I don't think I ever knew who he was either. He apparently is just he's a pop star from England. He wrote a lot of songs,
sure,
including he had a lot of collaborations with what's her name? Olivia Newton-John.
Yes, I saw that in the Wikipedia page.
His Wikipedia page.
Mm-hmm.
He just was like a pop, like 1950s, 60s, 70s pop guy.
Yeah.
So he has his own flavor of things, and him playing like a kind of younger character is a little bit weird. So yeah, it's a choice.
Yeah. But I mean, he did great, and a lot of people thought that his performance was amazing. And so it's great for him to show people what he's capable of.
He played to audience of close to 500,000 people and broke box office records at almost every theater it played. Yeah. It did not play for, I think it only played for maybe a year, not even, like less.
Yeah, it started at like some small theaters, I think, around London.
Yeah, like in Birmingham, and then like I think in Edinburgh, and then it went to London, but like, and then it stopped.
Yeah, I think it's like some of its last shows like played at like very well-known theaters, and then it was done.
Yeah, although the musical was not well received by critics, when referring to it as living dull, it was popular with Richard's fans.
Sure.
An advertising campaign for the show used some of the critics' quotes, such as "this wretched show" and "withering rather than wuthering," to contrast the opposing views of critics and fans.
That definitely makes sense. That if someone has such a dedicated and loyal fan base, that's what would really pull the show along.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Think of like David Bowie did this.
No, it absolutely, yeah. If he was on the level of David Bowie, yeah, it would be crazy.
Yeah.
I think he kind of was almost a has-been. It pretty much was a has-been at this point, so that was like kind of the issue, but yeah, I think nostalgia really kind of kicked it into place for him. This musical was wild. No, you don't understand. The songs were fire.
I like how you kept I was just kind of just throwing some lines down when I was working on the PowerPoint, and I fully intended to like kind of fix them up later, but
no, it goes into detail about what Heath did to gain his fortune, but did we really want or need that? No, we did not. The fact that there was a long chunk of this movie where this musical where like he goes to different countries to gain his fortune, and just having the white people play those people, it was insane. Like, it was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Like, it was so unexpected.
As we were watching these adaptations, it did, like, because again, it's a huge question. Like, when Heathcliff comes back after 3 years, he has this fortune. We don't know what he's done to, like, gain this fortune. We probably assume it's what's the word? Like, nefarious ways that he's earned this money, but like we don't know. It's supposed to be a mystery. It's supposed to be a secret, and I feel like if done correctly, like maybe it would be interesting to know like maybe what he was up to. But this musical didn't make me want to know.
No,
like this musical was amazing, and it was like an absolute joy to watch. But I did not need to know what Heathcliff needed to be up to. I did not need to see that.
John Ferrer, who wrote the music for this, also wrote the music for Grease, and the lyricist was Tim Rice, who wrote the lyrics for Aladdin, The Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, and a lot more musicals.
Insanity. I mean, these songs were absolute fire.
They really were. It's like they have no business being that good.
They truly have no business being that good. Like, the first thing, like, I started, I was like, okay, I'm starting the musical, and you were like, oh my god, okay.
Okay.
And the first thing I sent you was, this first song is fire.
It just got good. It was just better and better. Like,
Oh, it's so good.
there's just a lot of really good. Cliff Richard does so much. He does so much singing. He's in every single scene. It's
This
like
musical
it's
called
so-
Heathcliff. He has to.
Yeah, he does so much work. And this version of Wuthering Heights' kink is exhibitionism. Thank you for that one, Emily.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, now we're on to the 1998 TV movie that we watched together.
This is the first one we watched to start off
This whole thing.
This whole thing. This whole thing started because of this.
I think it was like, I don't know, I want to say like a month and a half ago.
Sure.
2 months ago.
We watched it before we saw the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Catherine is played by Orla Brady, and
Which I would like to mention.
is great.
I'd like to mention that Orla Brady is also in this miniseries that I love called what's it called?
The magical.
The Magical Legend of Leprechauns.
Yeah.
If you have not watched it, you should watch it. It's amazing.
Her Irish kind of comes out sometimes.
Yeah, she's
in her
very
accent.
Irish.
And the Heathcliff was played by Robert Cavanaugh, who I don't particularly find very handsome. He's very 90s handsome. And in the
I think he
poster,
has like a nice ruggedness. You go back to the poster?
Yeah, I have more pictures of him later.
His hair's crazy.
So yeah. Also, the Edgar Linton was played by Crispin Bonham Carter, who must be Helena's brother.
And is Bingley.
Bingley. He's Bingley in the 1995
Bingley.
version of Pride and Prejudice.
And the guy that
BBC
plays Henley
version.
just looks like a little shit.
Yeah, he's mean. He's mean.
He's just mean.
This also had the kids in it. So that was good.
Baby Matthew McFadden.
He was so cute as
We
Hareton.
have two Pride and Prejudice people in this together.
Yeah, different Pride and Prejudices too.
Bingley and Matthew McFadden and Mr. Darcy. That's
yeah,
amazing.
no, it's good. And I thought the
That's so
Linton was
cute.
very well cast in this as
Sarah
well.
Smart looks like
She looks great. I love it.
she looks like
Elle Fanning.
yep.
Yeah. I knew exactly what Emily was gonna
I
say.
just zapped it right over else.
In this photo I have of her, yeah, she looks exactly like
She
Elle
looks
Fanning.
just like Elle Fanning. Wow, okay.
Okay, from the Time critic the Time critic Stephanie Zacharek, again, I'd already said her before. Yet all of the Wuthering Heights adaptations too stand tall if befitting the story. They're still admirably twisted. David Skinner's 1998 version, made for TV and starring Robert Cavanaugh and Orla Brady, as well as the young pre-Pride and Prejudice Matthew McFadden, leans into Heathcliff's cruelty by including crucial details. The way, for instance, he confesses to having killed a nestful of baby lapwings by placing a net over their nest, preventing the parrots from reaching them. This Wuthering Heights is visually gratifying. You've never seen more fabulous moonlit curls than on Kathy's ghost, while also being a little florid and suitably sick.
I will agree with that.
Yeah, it has been some time since we watched it, but it is like, I would agree, a very enjoyable and brightly colored version of this. And
Yeah, but also kind of unmemorable.
yeah,
A little bit.
but I did like that because there's so much story to cover within a TV movie, they included the kids, which is not common.
Yeah, and that's tough to do.
It is really tough to do, especially for a TV movie. Like, it's not even a mini series. It's like it's a short amount of time.
Yeah, they have even less time to cover everything. And the story gets drastically longer if you include the kids.
Yeah, but it works out because the Hareton is played by Matthew McFadden, and it's like Hareton and
He's
Kathy
so stinking
Jr.'s
cute.
love story is very cute.
They're
like, at
very
first
cute.
they're like, and in the book they start off like, she starts going to Linton and her cousin Linton, who's sickly, over to the Wuthering Heights to see him when she's 13 years old. So it's like
Wow.
she acts like a kid.
Yeah.
Nellie's like, you have a cousin too, and Hareton's your cousin. And she's like, what? That guy's my cousin? Like, she's like, I don't understand why he's my cousin as well. And then Nellie has to explain, people have a lot of cousins, actually. That's not really like a weird thing. You don't just have one cousin. Because she's really fond of
Kathy,
Linton.
it's maybe it's best for you to know that your family's a little fucked up.
It's actually kind of crazy because then she explains, like, Linton at one point, the child of Heathcliff and his wife, Isabella. He explained, there's so many fucking characters in this. We didn't even explain, but whatever. the child of Heathcliff and Isabella is very sickly. He grew up in the South in London area with Isabella because she escaped Heathcliff's wrath. Had the child, she dies. The child comes back up to go live with Heathcliff, and he's very, very sickly, and he's kind of a little bitch too, but you know, Heathcliff doesn't really like him. He just wants him to marry Kathy Jr. so that they can combine their fortunes and their households together. Because at the moment, I don't think Heathcliff does not have access to the Grange.
No.
So because it belongs to his son. So by this way, he can get his son to sign a paper that says it's actually mine. He's like sick. He's like really weak.
Yeah, Heathcliff knows that he's going to die soon, and he is just still on his like rampaging revenge journey.
On Linton, the father Edgar, and it's just like, ugh.
Yeah. Even after Kathy dies, like Heathcliff, like he just has his whole personality is just revenge. Like that's all he lives for.
Money and
that's money and just
treating everybody horribly.
Yeah, just making everyone hate him.
So this one got 67% on Rotten Tomatoes and 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb. I included some pictures with this because it's actually really beautiful.
That's
like
a beautiful dress.
Her dress is really beautiful. I also had to
those.
include this hilarious promo picture of the he's like standing. Kathy's on one side. They're hugging.
And he's down the hill.
He's down the hill. His leg is up in front of Kathy straight.
Yeah.
On the hill.
He needs to steady himself because he is down a hill.
Right.
But they're also caressing. Like this needs to look like a very like romantic picture. But like whoever was instructing this photo was not doing a good job.
The photographer was like,
they're like, yeah, just
put your leg out.
Yeah, just stick your leg out.
And it looks hilarious.
It looks dumb.
Okay. I also included the Matthew McFadyen and Kathy Jr. romance picture here because they're really cute together.
They are super cute, and I'm glad we have some blindfolds.
The version of this kink is blindfolds.
Yeah, I think only there are a couple where they play this blindfold game where they're like out in the moors and they just have to find each other.
Yeah.
Like I know that the Ian McShane one had it for a second. This one has it. I think the Timothy Dalton one has it.
Yeah.
And maybe there's another one. It's hard to keep track.
I also put the Heathcliff straight up looks 45 years old.
Because he does.
Okay. Now we're on to the version of Wuthering Heights that Emily and I were talking about before. The 2009 miniseries starring Charlotte Riley as Catherine and Tom Hardy as Heathcliff. It's a fun one.
This one is probably the most enjoyable one.
I would agree. Yeah. In my opinion.
It has some levity. It still has some darkness. I feel like this is the adaptation that really makes me feel the most for Heathcliff. Tom Hardy does such an amazing job. And him and Charlotte's like chemistry are just so good.
It's great. Also love Bern Gorman as Hindley.
He's such a little shit.
I love Bern Gorman.
He's the perfect at just playing the most like devious little slithery, slimy, just like little shit.
Andrew Lincoln's Edgar is all right, and so is Isabella's, like Rosalind Halstead's Isabella.
I mean, Edgar Linton's supposed to be kind of like a wet rag, and I think Andrew does a good job.
And the Nellie is played by Sarah Lancashire, and she's a big highlight of this as well.
She's great. I think she has a really she's very friendly in this one. I think she's she still has like her reservations about Catherine and Heathcliff's like their decisions and their but I think she's still very understanding and a very great Nellie.
Yeah, and also the kids are in this version. It is a mini series. It's still only like a couple hours long, so it's not like super,
a very easy
super
watch.
Long. Yeah. And it's great. Like it's got, I feel like really good casting for the kids. Tom Payne's a great Linton. I wish he was in it a little bit more. And
yeah,
the Hareton's cute too. He's good. He looks like honestly reminded me of Milo Ventimiglia a little bit.
Yeah, Vigo.
Yeah, it definitely was probably because of the haircut.
Yeah. Yeah, and just like the general face shape.
And,
like
yeah, it's true. And Kevin McNally played Papa Earnshaw, so it was good to see him in this.
Yeah, and it's so funny. Like I'm just noticing Frances here.
Yeah, I took a picture of her.
When we were putting this PowerPoint together, I was like, Alessandra, this character Frances keeps showing up on the cast list.
Yeah.
Who is that? And then I was like, Oh, that's Hindley's wife.
Yeah. And honestly, because we included her in this, I had, on all these versions on this PowerPoint, I had to like find all these fucking pictures. Like, I had to go through and screenshot like 100 people.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you really did.
Or like get their pictures from Google or something.
Yeah.
It was, all right. We also included Joseph in this. We have not even talked about him. He is in this as well.
I mean, yeah, Joseph's, he's just a grumpy old man. I mean, he's either super
a religious,
or he's just a he's old man, or he's both. Like, it's, that's all he is.
Also, this 2009 version was difficult to find reviews for as well. It was just a TV movie. Nobody's reviewing them. So the people who were reviewing them were like,
it was
this is what I watched today.
It was a BBC miniseries, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's on TV. So I found 2 reviews from people who were like, this is what I watched. One is from Hugh Montgomery from The Independent. He says, more importantly, Boker remained faithful to Bronte's tone, not just to her story. Hate was as sharply delineated as love, and its dramatic impetus was stoked as much by Heathcliff's cold-blooded vengefulness as it was by his and Kathy's hot-blooded passion.
Oh, yeah.
And then John Grace from The Guardian says, so while Hardy spends a lot of this time looking brooding and moody, and does it very well, Riley looks understandably confused, as indeed are the viewers. These men that review this did not like it very much. In the rest of the review that I read.
Well, they just don't get it.
It got a 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb. Also, the pictures from this are great. There's a lot of photos. Also confirmed that Heathcliff and Kathy have sex outside near the crag.
Yeah.
Near their Penistone crags that they love so much.
Yeah.
They have really good chemistry, despite what the reviewers say, because they were like, they have no romantic chemistry. They really do. Like, rewatching this, it was like, oh my God.
Yeah. And fun fact, Tom Hardy and Charlotte Riley are married. Like, they are.
Yeah.
So
they're still married.
So of course they had fucking great ass chemistry. Like, they were in love with each other.
Like, look at her looking at him in this picture.
They look at each other like so lovingly.
Yeah.
Like, Tom Hardy is so good.
He's so handsome.
Like, they're so good. His
His
hair's crazy in this.
Yeah.
But he's so good.
One of the reviewers had the audacity to call him not handsome. I know. I was like, are you kidding me?
I'm ready to fight someone.
I was like,
you don't
not handsome to who?
You don't think Tom Hardy is handsome? Shut up.
What is handsome?
Shut up, you're wrong.
Oh my God, it was crazy. And so, yeah, he does a lot of macking out in this one, and he's got some pillowy lips.
Tom Hardy has, like, the just squishiest, scrumptious looking lips. Like, oh my gosh. Like, it looks like you could pop them.
Okay, and then surprise Jack O'Connell was the shepherd lad as well.
He just was outside at the wedding.
He was like a little messenger for Heathcliff.
Yeah. Going back to kind of what I said about, like, the adaptations kind of making the world seem too big, I feel like this one slightly makes the world a little too big. So it's, like, a little too lighthearted, but it's so fun. Like,
yeah. Also, the timeline was wacky.
A little wacky.
On all of these, none of the timelines were like the book. It's pretty vague how much time has been spent. In the book, I think the timeline is pretty clear, but the adaptations don't do it the same way. The time between when Heathcliff leaves and Kathy marries Linton and he comes back is different in every single one. And in this one, she got married like the day he came back, which is fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, why did they do that? She waited 3 years for him to come back before marrying Linton. Like, she waited 3 fucking years.
Yeah, which is crazy because, like, before Heathcliff leaves, like, Linton proposes.
Yeah, well, that's the impetus for Heathcliff to leave because she tells Nellie the what you heard in the musical where it's just like, they use the same jargon in every single adaptation because it's really famous. It's like, Heathcliff, it would degrade me to marry him, and then he runs off. And so he doesn't hear that she's like, I actually love him. We are made of the same thing. We are the same. You know, and
that she's actually so much in love with him that she is willing to marry Linton so that she can rise Heathcliff up from his low standing.
Yeah, which again
in a way,
is
which
like
is kind of a stupid, childish way to think of it.
yeah, but she's like 15.
Yeah. Another thing for the Ian McShane one that I thought was really interesting was that when Henley like comes back from college and because Papa Earnshaw dies, he is like, you're either gonna work here as a servant or you're gonna leave. And Heathcliff is like, well, I should go then, because I shouldn't lower myself to be a servant. I should go off and make my own standing in the world and stay a gentleman at least.
Right.
Because at this point he is a gentleman, and because of Kathy being like, no, you cannot leave me.
Yeah.
I thought that was a very interesting scene.
He chose to stay with Kathy and be a servant under Hindley's household because
Yeah.
he loves Kathy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very big part of the story.
Yeah. And to lower himself and basically ruin their chances of ever being together.
It's fucked up, man.
I thought that was a very good scene to add. Like it really,
it changes the way that you think about Heathcliff and the dynamic that, because he sacrifices a lot for her and she's just kind of a little prissy bitch.
Yeah. Kathy sucks.
She sucks even more in the new one, which we'll talk about. But
We're almost there.
Yeah,
We're almost there, guys.
almost there.
We're getting there.
The version of this kink is wax. Would you like to elaborate on that one, Emily?
Is wax play. So it's kind of a more sensory kink. There's a scene where Heathcliff is dying and he is laying in bed. He's just holding a candle, and this candle is just like melted all over his hands. And I know wax can be a very nice thing during sex. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot to mention that every time Heathcliff dies, usually he just kind of goes insane. He either goes on the moors and he just dies from insanity and being old, I guess. And
yeah, like usually
he's haunted.
He'll hear Catherine,
Yeah.
and then she'll be like, "Come to me, Heathcliff."
Yeah.
And then that's when his insanity sets in, and he's like, "Okay, I'm ready to die now."
But I believe it was the version with Ralph Fiennes where he shoots himself, isn't it?
Yes,
That was a new one.
yes.
I forgot to include that.
That is a new one.
Most of the time, he just kind of
withers away.
yeah. He just
kinda
wants to
dies.
be with Kathy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're talking about the 2011 one. We're getting there, everybody. This one was, I remember when this one came out because I knew of Caius Scodelario and
Scudero?
Scodelario.
Okay.
I think that's how you say it.
Sure.
Effie from Skins. Another Skins person in this one.
Pirates of the Caribbean,
Yeah.
like number 5 or something.
Yeah.
Some shit.
The younger version of this was Shannon Beer, and the younger version of Heathcliff was Solomon Glaive, and the older version was James Houston. Half, if not more of the movie, actually, I think more than half the movie was the younger actors.
Yes.
And they honestly were the correct ages that they were supposed to be, so they could have just kept them.
Oh.
You know, if you really think about it, they are supposed to be teenagers. Like,
Right.
Catherine and Heathcliff is a little bit older than Catherine,
Yeah.
but they're children throughout it, but like, by the time she gets married, she's like 16.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure like this actress is 16, the younger actress.
Shannon Beer.
Like that's what she looks like.
Yeah. Normally, in a lot of the previous adaptations, we will have moved on to the older versions of Catherine and Heathcliff by like like before Hindley goes to college. Like there'll
Maybe.
be
Yeah.
maybe.
And it's jarring too because it goes from being like young kids to
Yeah.
like fully like 30-year-olds, you know?
Yeah. And so with that mostly being the case, it was almost jarring for me to have Shannon Beer be there the entire time up until Edgar Linton proposes to her.
Yeah. And this movie was, we'll talk about it a little bit more when I continue on. The characters here, also we had Hindley being played by the same actor as you said.
Yeah, he never has a younger and an older. He is just played the entire time by Lee Shaw.
Yeah, and the older
This
Edgar,
very scary looking boy.
like they do look like teens. Like the older Edgar really looks like a teenager. So I'll give it that.
Oh yeah.
And then Nellie also was only a few years older than Kathy, and like that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, very young Nellie.
Yeah, the in the book Nellie is only a few years older than Kathy.
Yeah,
So,
I think I remember that.
and then in this one, they also had some of the kid, like they had Hareton in it as a baby and as like a slightly older baby. I didn't take a picture of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this movie got a variety of reviews here. Because I agree it was very polarizing as a film. I particularly did not like this movie.
It was probably the most depressing, but we will get to that in the next slide. But yes, it's a little bit all over the place with I also didn't like it. I thought it was very depressing.
Super depressing. It's a 6.0 out of 10 on IMDb, a 70 Metacritic, and a 69 on Rotten Tomatoes. Do you want to read these reviews? Can you read them? Can you see? Do you want me to do them?
Maybe you should.
Okay. The 25 from San Francisco Chronicle says, the bottom line with Andrea Arnold's Wuthering Heights is that the writer-director has taken Emily Bronte's tale of undying passion and rendered it passionless.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
There was not a lot of passion.
It's bleak.
It's very bleak. It's very dreary. It's very sad. Like, there's just
gray filter on everything.
The most like Twilight filter, just so gray.
Yeah.
It was not fun at all. And I mean, and a lot of the
it's
adaptations aren't fun, but at least sometimes there are those moments of whimsy, of lightheartedness, like at least with Kathy and Heathcliff when they're young. Like, I mean, you have to at least have those nice moments, but this didn't even have it.
No, man.
Like, there just was no.
This 100 from Playlist says, Wuthering Heights is a model of how to bring a classic novel kicking and screaming into the 21st century.
Delulu.
Delulu.
You are Delulu, Oliver. I'm sorry.
You wrote artistic as fuck, but also depressing as fuck.
Yes.
It was, so...
This is a great adaptation because it is the first time we see Heathcliff played by a black man.
Oh, yes. That is a major plus.
That is a major, major, major plus.
Because he is supposed to be of ambiguous descent.
Yes.
He is not supposed to be of something very specific, but he's definitely not white.
Yeah.
Like...
And I feel like the other adaptations just kind of give him like a... You know, he's a street urchin,
and swarthy,
and maybe he's just dirty, or maybe he's more tan because he's just
dirty.
Outside more, or dirty.
Yeah,
like I feel like they really like every other adaptation is just okay, let's just keep him white and just make him dirty.
No, absolutely, because like they don't want to add that element to it, but that is a humongous part of the story. He is supposed to be somebody who who is an other. Yes,
he's an other, and he is supposed to. He's nothing like his brother and sister.
Yeah. He's a ward of like he's sympathetic to Papa Earnshaw, but also, nobody likes him because they're racist at this time, obviously.
Very.
And so that is like such a significant part of the book being also about class as well. Class and race, and just involving like the Lintons treat him really poorly as well.
Yep.
Like they just think he's a little urchin. Yeah. So it's like it definitely, at least, you know, it makes sense if he's maybe played by like somebody who's Romani or something, or like that's kind of that's what they're going for maybe
in the book,
in the like adaptations. They're like he could be Romani, which obviously they're white too. So it's like that there is kind of that aspect to it, or they can be more dark skinned as well.
Yeah.
So like it's just, we could have had so many adaptations with really great people of color as Heathcliff.
Yeah.
And I think it would still work to make him a monster as well. And I feel like they don't want to do that in these adaptations because of this very situation in this movie. He is too sympathetic. You care about him too much. You're like, this poor man, this poor boy.
Yeah, the thing with Heathcliff is that he also needs to be a very divisive, polarizing character.
Yeah.
Like you need to hate him.
Yeah.
Like you need to be confused about whether you hate him or like him.
Yeah, absolutely. And he tried, like they do kind of introduce him to be a little bit more violent, especially with Isabella. Heathcliff in the book and in most of the adaptations rapes Isabella because he steals her away on false pretenses. And there is like a
Purely
usually
for revenge against Kathy and Edgar.
Yeah, and then there's that whole song in the musical, I Don't Love You, Isabella. And it makes sense because
I never will.
and then every time Isabella's like, you really just love Kathy, you don't love me. And she figures it out later, but it's too late. She's already his wife.
She's already
She's already
carrying
his
baby.
property. She's already
Already his
carrying
property, already carrying his baby, unbeknownst yet to the
Yeah.
people, but she is already too far gone, and she knows
it too.
she knows the decision that she has made, and she very much regrets it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's super sad. And so he's kind of just like, he's not a sympathetic guy at that point.
Yeah, and so this character was much too soft and likable.
Yeah. He's too much of a cutie patootie.
He's very much a cutie patootie.
He's really, yeah. And also the way this is filmed is the worst way. It's basically my least favorite filming, which is handheld camera close-up shots all the time. I did get nauseous watching this movie.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just cannot handle these kind of movies anymore.
Yeah. And just the chemistry wasn't really there. I mean, they had a lot of time to really develop this, and they just didn't.
There's no chemistry between the two older actors, and that's a big problem.
Or the two younger actors.
Yeah.
I mean, they just really seem like friends.
They're wrestling in the mud at one point, and it's a really weird scene.
It was uncomfy.
Blood involved.
It was uncomfy.
It's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfy.
Because they're children, so
Yeah.
it's like, bleh.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't have a kink for this one.
Oh.
I think it was supposed to be blood.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be blood play.
It's blood. Yeah, it's blood. Because there's a lot of blood in this. He bites Isabella at some point. It's kind of, she's like,
Is
she gets scratched and stuff.
Yeah, when she's like making fun of Isabella, saying that
Isabella scratches her.
Yeah.
Calls her a tigress.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so probably blood play.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I did put.
Oh, there we go.
Pain kink.
Pain kink.
Okay.
Oh, just slid in there.
I still slid it in there.
What a surprise.
Yeah. Okay.
Here we are.
We fucking made it, everybody. We're at the 2026 Wuthering Heights, in quotes.
Here we are.
And this one did need to be in quotes because it's not really Wuthering Heights. It's a different story, which is totally fine because we watched like 14 other adaptations of it. So it's kind of a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. I almost kind of want to watch it again.
Yeah, after watching and getting this story so well versed in our brain.
Yeah.
Starring Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi.
Oh yeah.
People have a lot of thoughts about this movie. Here are ours.
Here they are. Well, I mean, we got the characters up here. So we've got Charlotte Mellington as baby Catherine.
She's great.
She is really great. She is really wild and fiery and just very fun. And she's just got this
mischievous,
this little mischievous little smile.
Yeah.
She is exactly what I pictured like a young Kathy to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is one of the few times where Kathy number one is blonde.
Yeah, it's absolutely the first time. Every single other adaptation is brunette. Because she's described as brunette in the book.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting.
That's why.
That's a fun observation.
It is interesting that they didn't give Margot Robbie brown hair. I guess they just didn't think that works for her.
Maybe.
She did produce this film and make it as well, so.
And again, it's Wuthering Heights with quotations, so you
do whatever you want.
You can just go balls to the walls. Really.
Owen Cooper is the younger Heathcliff, and he just recently won, I think, a Golden Globe.
Yeah, for
Adolescence.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's like, I think, the youngest winner of a Golden Globe.
Really?
I think so. I think he's like 15 or 16.
Okay.
Hong Chow is Nellie. I got some words about her. I love Hong Chow, but this Nellie also was a very big player in the story versus just a narrator and somebody who's just there.
Yeah, she was very vindictive.
Yes. Very selfish.
She was mean.
She was supposed to be not just a servant, but basically a companion.
For like almost like a ward. a bit.
Yeah, almost a ward.
Because she was very educated.
Mhm.
Like, she came from standing. Like, it
Yeah.
is mentioned that Nellie came from a family of standing.
She was kind of just like bought for Catherine to play with.
Yeah.
And so there's like that whole aspect of that. Wow.
Which, I mean, I guess is not too crazy. Because, like, yeah, it's like with Nellie, she's either just like a servant who's also kind of like a companion to
governess
Catherine.
almost.
A governess,
just
a
somebody who
nanny.
takes care. Yeah, it's more like a nanny.
Yeah, like a nanny. But she usually has like other jobs. With this one, she is truly just like a companion, a friend to Catherine. Like, or I mean, like Heathcliff is also like kind of like almost like Nellie and Heathcliff can almost be like toys for Catherine. Like that, like that's how she treats people.
Catherine is truly
The worst.
a witch in this. She is absolutely so fucking selfish.
Oh god.
And you know what? I guess it is true that she is like that in the other adaptations too. It's just
Yeah.
And she is. Like, she really is not.
It's just how much the actors play it up.
Yeah, and the writing plays it up. Like, they definitely play it up a lot in this. Because she does act like a little selfish bitch. She really wants her cake and has her cake and wants to eat it too. Like, that's how she is. She thinks she can have both. She can have both Edgar and Heathcliff. And she can't.
And that things can just be fine.
She thinks that that's going to work out.
Yeah, and and she's truly Delulu.
Yeah, but in this one, she kind of figures, like, she kind of gets to that point where she's like, I can't have Heathcliff as well. But that decision, like, she tells him we can't have sex anymore, I guess. And that decision, she regrets it, I guess, because she instantly falls into just the worst despair ever when he steals Isabella away.
Yeah.
And, like, she's the one who did it to herself. She could have just continued to have sex with him. She didn't have to stop. I don't know why she told him that they needed to stop. It was just to get the plot moving forward, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they were
weird.
They were already having an affair. They truly could have just kept it going.
Doing it. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, what was Edgar gonna do?
Yeah. So in introducing that situation into the story almost kind of makes it a little not unbelievable, but just like ridiculous, like not realistic. It makes it more because ridiculous. It's like you've already started the affair.
Yeah.
Why stop it? It's like the other ones. It's like It's like Heathcliff and Kathy they've been away for far too long. That passion and that tension is still there, but they've never acted upon it. And like, and
some of them do act upon it, but then they kind of renege really quickly. They're like, no, wait,
it's like a one time,
and then it's like I can't do it anymore.
One and then instant regret. But they are just they have this affair, so it truly makes no sense.
Yeah, it's a real bodice ripper affair, and then it's just kind of an adultery movie.
Yeah, basically,
because you like, you know, they're pretty sexy, so you're like, oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
Edgar Linton's played by Shazad Latif, and the Isabella is played by Alison Oliver, and
I think this Edgar was a very good Edgar.
He was good. This Isabella is
a bit more charming and charismatic than the other Edgars. He's less of a wet blanket.
Yeah,
I think
he's interesting.
He is.
He's an interesting guy.
He's very interesting.
And the Isabella. Okay, we're gonna talk about her for now, I guess.
Now we want to do this now.
I guess we're talking about this now. She's a weirdo. She's very childish. She loves her dolls. She makes like Kathy into a doll and uses her hair. So they wanted her to be very childlike, very naive, very silly, and also very possessive of Kathy as well. And that's very good.
That's an interesting take.
It's
interesting to take this character. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you really just have. I feel like the other Isabellas in the other adaptations, she's just kind of, again, they're supposed to be in the country, not really surrounded by society. So like her and Edgar move in. They're like the highest of the societal ladder in this area.
Yeah.
And like who knows where she lived previously, but here. She's just like, she only has Edgar. She really doesn't have anyone else. And so I feel like she kind of stays a little immature. And when
and she's supposed to be his ward as well.
Yeah, is she supposed to be like younger than Kathy? Are they like the same age, or are they like?
I think a little younger,
maybe.
Yeah. Kathy again is supposed to be like a teenager, so being played by Margot Robbie, who's like mid-30s now.
Yeah, the age is all fucked. It does. Yeah,
it's strange. I do think Margot Robbie gives a good performance, and she's so beautiful, and when you watch her on the screen, especially when she's like falling in love with Heathcliff, it's like it's really you know, she's great. Like, she really is, like, very expressive and very beautiful, and, like...
Yeah. There was a lot of passion there, a lot of chemistry. Like, it is very well done.
Yeah. Okay. So, we'll talk more about what happens with Isabella later. But we don't have any of the kids in this film. We do have Joseph. He's, like, played by a younger man, played by Ewan Mitchell of the House of the Dragon fame.
Oh.
He has an entire bondage scene, which is something else.
It's something.
I wish we saw it.
Yeah.
We didn't really see it.
We heard it.
Yeah.
We heard it.
Yeah, we heard it.
It was this interesting scene where I think Heathcliff had just gotten, like, lashed or something, and so Catherine went to the barn to, like, check on him.
Check on him in the middle of the night.
Yeah, in the middle of the night, and then Joseph and one of the kitchen people are just kind of having a good time in the barn.
Yeah, and it's, like, fun.
Sounds fun. We don't get to see it.
We don't get to see it. But Kathy's very naive, I guess, at this point, even though she's a 35-year-old woman. It just doesn't really make sense at this point, because she's just so...
I guess she's naive for a 35.
It's just as weird.
Well, yeah, it's because she's still... And it's so weird to, like, have these grown-ass people playing these naive young characters.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I mean, of anyone would be interested to be listening to whatever's happening in the barn. But still, it's like...
It's supposed to be shocking, obviously.
Right.
She's never seen anything like that before. They're using, like, all, like, the horse chains and things.
Whip,
and
the thing that goes in the mouth,
yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's great.
Like,
but, like, also, like, okay.
So you can only imagine what was going on.
And it, like, Heathcliff, like, gets on top of her and covers her eyes so that she doesn't see it. But he is, like, he's a big guy. So, like, he's on top of her and it's just like, oh, you know.
Yeah,
what's
so
he
he's
gonna
like,
do on there, you know?
Yeah, he's supposed to be, like, saving her innocence or whatever, and then that.
But in turn is pressing his entire body to her.
Well, yeah, to her that's a very arousing,
it's super erotic
situation for her, and later it parallels to a sex scene with her and Edgar. Mm-hmm. She has him do that to her.
Right. Even though he's like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, he's like, okay, my love, I'll do whatever.
Also, just to note that there is no Hindley in this. The Hindley is basically Papa Earnshaw.
Oh my god.
Which was, why did they choose that? Why did they do that?
Papa Earnshaw was just a hot mess.
Yeah, they
Not
basically
even a hot
combined
mess.
Hindley with
He was
Papa
a gross
Earnshaw.
ass mess.
He was really gross, yeah.
He just was a bad dad, and he just was mean to everyone.
Because in the book and in all the other adaptations, he's a good dad. Like, they love him.
Yeah.
He brings home Heathcliff out of the goodness of his own heart and actually loves Heathcliff.
Yeah.
So, like, to change him
and tries to give this boy, like, a new life.
Yeah.
A new, better life.
Yeah, this boy he found in the streets of Liverpool.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's supposed to be Hindley that fucks that all up.
Yeah, I don't understand why they didn't do that.
That makes no sense, yeah.
I whatever. Okay. So, this movie also had a lot of different thoughts, and it was very panned, so therefore it is a very medium movie. 6.2 on IMDb, 55 out of 100 on Metacritic, and 58% on Rotten Tomatoes. It got a 55 Metascore with 23 positive, 29 mixed, and 7 negative reviews. A lot of people watch this movie.
Yeah, this is a lot of reviews. God, is that almost like 50 reviews?
It is a lot.
Oh my god.
The 20...
That's more than 50 reviews.
The lowest one is the 20 from Collider. Emerald Fennell's film is merely telling a shallow story about two people overcoming all obstacles to fall in love. Not necessarily awful on paper, but it's an adaptation that feels like a 14-year-old skimmed the book and jumped to her own conclusions without any true understanding of the novel.
I agree.
Yep.
This is truly her own...
This is what she wanted to show.
This is her own...
interpretation.
Her own interpretation. This is what she wanted.
The 60 from Wall Street Journal says, having simplified matters, Miss Fennell sloughs off the psychological depth of the novel and instead lavishes attention on the heavy breathing and the decor, exhibiting much interest in the ornate mansion in which the Linton family lives, one room set aside for ribbons only, and the costumes and accessories with which Miss Robbie is gloriously draped.
Yeah, I do feel like for the area that this movie the Grange is supposed to be a nice place.
Yeah.
But it's not supposed to be like some crazy marble Olympus.
It's like Alice in Wonderland or something.
Yeah, like it's not real.
Which that's part of the fantasy of this this adaptation.
Yeah, I think you have to have a level of whimsy and a level of fantasticalness with it. Like, it's just...
It's like Alice in Wonderland.
It's, yeah.
The 100 from Telegraph, they really loved it. They said, style over substance? Question mark. Not at all. It's more that Fennel understands that style can be substance when you do it right. Kathy and Heathcliff's passions vibrate through their dress, their surroundings, and everything else within reach. And you leave the cinema quivering on their own private frequency.
I don't think I agree with that. Style is style. I don't think it can necessarily... I think it can enhance substance if done well, but I don't think style can mean substance.
Yeah.
It is purely how you are trying to portray this story. Like, you need to still have substance. Style cannot do it all for you.
Yeah, it's definitely opulent.
Yeah. Not to say that I didn't love the costumes and, generally, liked the style of the house.
Mm-hmm.
I hated her skin walls. Like, that could have definitely done without.
It was a choice that I guess just made you... It was just more shocking. And I think that's leading to my conclusion that when people first read Wuthering Heights, they were very shocked.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of the purpose of it.
Sure.
Maybe in Emily Bronte's mind, it wasn't shocking to her. It was reality. It was parts of life that people don't normally see.
Or that they ignore.
Yeah. And that is shocking in itself. But also, if that was her intention, then this adaptation is shocking. Like, there is a lot of shock and awe for the sake of shock and awe.
Yeah.
Like a wall that's made of skin, like
a
Isabella that acts like a dog.
Yeah.
Like the bondage.
A corpse being hung and getting a heart on.
That's exactly. It's like, that's the way the movie fucking starts. So you're like, okay, this is the tone. This is where we're going with. We're going to show you things that you think are like super crazy,
Yeah.
super sexually insane, right? Let's finger you and then just leave you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Which it's not really that sexually insane. It's okay. It's not really like
it's definitely something that we don't see on the screen all
in a big
the
blockbuster
time.
film.
In this kind of way. So maybe that was a good shocking factor for Emerald. But I mean, it definitely felt very shocking for just shock factor's sake.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of felt like a dream. Someone's dream of Wuthering Heights. And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
That's fine.
You know what? And because we've been watching so many adaptations,
at this point anything goes.
Yeah, really. Like, I did like the music by Charlie XCX as well. It was great.
Is that where the song I Think I'm Gonna Die in This House came from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is at the very beginning.
Yeah.
And
eggs?
Oh,
my
parts in this movie, they
God.
sit on eggs in their bed.
Yeah, they're
I
hate
like,
it.
as a joke, I guess. But
I
then they
hated that
squish
part.
their hands in it like it's sexy.
It was a prank that they did on each other, putting eggs in their bed.
It's a good prank, but
it's an awful prank.
I mean, it's disgusting, but like it's a prank.
Oh God,
it sucks.
All that cleanup.
Yeah, you gotta clean it up.
And a waste of eggs
sleep?
in this economy.
You gotta wash that shit out for days.
God.
It's gonna smell like rotten eggs.
Yeah, and then just
smearing it.
It's
no fun.
I'm not. Yeah. a lot of shocking imagery in this one, which was refreshing. But
yeah,
it's not shocking. Like I would have liked maybe like I almost kind of okay. Let's talk about Isabella.
Yeah,
because she has a really big difference.
Yeah,
in this one.
Yeah,
so. Isabella is seen as very childish in the beginning with her dolls and the hair and the whatever. And then she kind of has a turn.
She becomes more...
an awakening.
Yeah, she becomes more like...
She has a sexual awakening.
Yeah. Heathcliff prompts her to have sex with him, and she's like, yeah, Like, he asked her many times, are you sure you want to keep doing this? And she's like, yeah. He, instead of making him a raping figure, which he made him, nobody wants that. So
yeah, pretty much the night that Catherine calls off their sexcapades.
Yeah,
I think he goes into
reacts
Isabella's
very
room
soon and is like,
yeah,
well, fuck you then.
He knows that Isabella is attracted to him.
Yeah,
and so he goes into her room and he's like, so you want to do this? And she's like, hell yeah.
Yeah,
and
I mean, she wants him.
Yeah.
So they have sex, and then he takes her up to Wuthering Heights, and they
get married, right? Or they just kind of like live together and kind of like.
Buddy, I
can't remember.
Truly don't even remember.
I can't remember.
I don't think they actually get married. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
He steals her away.
He steals her away. She's in on this whole he loves Kathy more thing, and he's just trying to get back on Kathy, and she's so like, she's okay with. Well, really, it's more like.
It's weird. Like it's they almost have this weird like dom
because
dom
she also
sub.
hates Kathy, so it's kind of like a
she hates Kathy, so like she's also in on getting back at Kathy, and so like they're kind of using each other.
Yeah,
like at some point, like Heathcliff's just kind of doing whatever, and like he still can't write, so
he's not literate.
She's
yeah,
writing letters for him.
Yep.
To send over to Kathy.
Yeah. Trying to get Kathy to read them, but Hong Chow burns them all.
And
Nellie burns them all.
he needs, so at first it's almost like this weird dominance dynamic where Heathcliff is trying to like be dominant over Isabella, but then she's the only one who can write letters to Catherine for him. Mm-hmm. So
they're kind of like a team almost.
So he needs her. And so then she's kind of dominating over him.
Yeah. It was an interesting choice.
And there was a leash. And...
Instead of giving her a little dog, she was the dog.
Yeah.
Because that's part of her character as a young person.
Yeah.
A naive girl with a little dog that Heathcliff hangs from the collar.
Oh, God. Yeah, that was...
He's not a very redeemable guy.
He's not. He's not supposed to.
But they did choose to not rape her, and I do feel like...
I appreciate that.
I appreciated it because... I mean, again, there's so much rape fantasy and stuff, and like a lot of other rape like involving things in like Game of Thrones is an example where people feel like it's not necessary to show that, but it's the reality of the time. So like that's the way it is.
Yeah.
And it's like really hard to be like, okay, what are you going to show and what's going to like have the women take agency? And I feel like Emerald Fennell was like, let's have Isabella take charge of this and be in charge of her own rape, in a way that's like very, okay, you're going to do it like this? All right.
Yeah.
It's really a choice.
Yeah. It just kind of became like this like consensual kinky situation. Like it
was a choice.
It was an interesting choice.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I hated it. But I'm also not saying I loved it.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It was refreshing.
I guess. That's this movie,
I guess.
I said it's new and sort of fresh. You got to give it that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different.
Also love the visual parallels between Gone with the Wind and this movie. The poster, the red dress that Kathy wears is very similar to...
Yeah. The Scarlet's
dress.
Scarlet's velvet dress.
Yeah, and then
very sexy.
The red,
like the
sunset with the silhouettes is kind of similar to Wuthering Heights.
The very deep red, passionate sunsets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was fun.
Yeah, and in a lot of ways, like these two characters are very similar.
Yeah, they are because like, and I was just explaining the character of Vivian Lee's character in Gone with the Wind. I was explaining it to Danny. Like, she really is a very, like, she also has, you kind of have to,
she wants to have her cake and eat it too.
Yeah, like she has a lot of flaws, and in the end,
yeah,
does it suit her? Does
she's
it serve
like a
her?
Spoiled brat who has like these multiple loves, sort of. I mean, she tolerates what's Clark Gable's character's name?
Rhett
Butler.
Yeah, I mean, but I think she does love him, but in a sense, she loves herself more, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the part of the character, and like, Yeah, I mean, it is different than Kathy. It's different than Heathcliff. Like, they just have totally different upbringings, but yeah.
Sure. Sure.
Anyway, thought that was interesting. So if we have anything else to wrap up about this journey that we've been on,
I'm glad it's over.
I'm super glad it's over. Wuthering Heights is like...
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Like,
It's not my favorite story.
It's not my favorite either. I can't believe we watched all these adaptations.
We really put ourselves through this, and we hope that you at least enjoy it. You don't have to appreciate it. We did this because we wanted to.
Yeah, nobody was forcing me to do this.
We wanted to put ourselves through this. And in the end, I think it was a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time.
But I'm very glad it's over. We can move on with our lives. Very much so.
On to more optimistic and fun things. The end of the last movie as well. We didn't really say, like, Heathcliff does not make it to Kathy before she dies of septicemia.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she doesn't even have her baby.
Well, I feel like, oh, does the baby die in the process?
The baby dies inside of her, and then she dies because of that.
Oh,
that's what happens in the
okay.
most recent movie.
Yeah.
She doesn't die because of childbirth. She dies, well, I guess she does, but she dies because of a baby.
And you're saying Heathcliff didn't get to her, like, in that one moment they have in her room, like, before she dies?
Yeah.
Like, he
doesn't make it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a fantasy that she's imagining that he's there, but he's not there, and he doesn't make it. And in the end, she dies on, like, she's dead, and he has to, like, cradle her dead body, which happens a lot in a lot of the adaptations. Yeah. But he does get to say goodbye to her, basically, at some point. But she's also manic. She's really not herself.
Yeah, there's this scene where she's, like, her dead body's, like, laying on the table, and they're getting it ready for, like, burial, and he breaks in.
Yeah.
And he, like, hugs her. And I thought that was a really good scene there. Like, of the scenes where Heathcliff is caressing a dead body, it was a pretty good scene.
It was a better one. You know what was a better ending, though, that was very similar, was Nosferatu.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The scene in the 2011 one where he's hugging her dead body, that was a little weird.
Again, don't like that movie.
No. It went a little too long. There was some whimpering.
Amongst other reasons.
There was some whimpering and some weird groaning. It was weird. It was weird.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Best ones, obviously. The 2009 Tom Hardy, the musical.
Oh yeah. And the MGM one.
Yeah, the 1939 one.
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also an MGM bitch. I can't not like those hoity-toity MGM musicals and other things. Fucking love that shit. But yeah, Tom Hardy. If you have not seen the Tom Hardy adaptation,
it's not much. Yeah, it's also free online. Thank you to all those places.
Please watch it.
It's amazing we got to watch all these movies for free, except for the new one. Obviously, we saw that in theaters, and
which we were gladly willing to spend our dollar.
Yeah.
To go see it.
I mean, I would have paid money for these other ones too, but they were all free.
Yeah.
So, hell yeah.
Which is great.
Okay.
All right.
That's it. I can't talk about this anymore.
No, I think that's it. If you enjoyed this episode, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and IMDb. We are also on Amazon Music, Spotify, and Acast. If you want to email us, please do that at allbythepopcornpodcast@gmail.com. You could also follow our social media. We have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Blue Sky, and YouTube. Just search All by the Popcorn or All by the Popcorn Podcast. And we have merch, so please check that out. But thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.